Hello everyone, how are you doing? All good? I'm Adipo Kleber. These are 10 items here that, in my opinion, won't be used anymore. Kitchen countertop made of porcelain tile. I've even had some projects using porcelain tile for the kitchen countertop. But after some time, some clients told me that they regretted using it. Look at the first item I'm bringing to you here, which I think will even spark a good debate here. Our kitchen countertop made of porcelain. First, I want to tell you the following. There are some porcelain models that you can't find in marble, granite, quartz, or any other material. The style of the porcelain, the effect it brings, the design it offers, the look, you just can't find that in any other material. That's why some clients choose porcelain for their countertops, specifically because of that unique porcelain style. So, is that why they chose it there? However, a lot of people don't think it's cool or nice to use porcelain on the kitchen countertop for a particular reason. It's not the design, which is actually nice, it's just very fragile, especially the porcelain corners. And I agree with those people, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. Why wouldn't I use a porcelain countertop in a new project anymore? Me? It's not because of the durability of porcelain, quite the opposite. Porcelain is a product that's very resistant to stains, temperature, water, anything you put on it. It's very durable. The only downside that makes me not use porcelain in a new project for next year. In your house, for example, it's precisely the durability. Anything that hits the corner, since it's an edged product, right? That 90-degree angle there, you know, that corner? So anything that hits there, a pressure cooker, a pot full of water, something in your daily routine that hits that porcelain tile corner ends up breaking it. And then when you repair that porcelain tile, it won't look the same. So this is an item I wouldn't use next year, and I want to know your opinion. If you have porcelain tile in your house, do you regret putting a porcelain countertop in your kitchen? For bathrooms, I actually recommend it, and it looks really nice and cool. Precisely because of the variety it offers in its finishes. There we can do a lot of things. Now for the kitchen, I wouldn't recommend you use it for next year with the most current decorations. Would you use a porcelain countertop in your kitchen? Comment below. If I talked about the porcelain countertop, now I want to talk about the dark colored countertop. We know there's black granite, São Gabriel, green Ubatuba, which are the most commonly used granites. The price is very cheap, but the color is very dark. Now, I don't want to talk to you about price, because if we start talking about costs here, obviously I think no other material will beat it for making your kitchen countertop. In terms of cost, about granite. Granite is one of the cheapest materials you can use for your kitchen countertop, and it looks good too. Long-lasting durability. We know that granite is durable. You'll install this product in your kitchen, place it on your countertop, and forget about it. Once installed, it's there for life, right? So, I don't want to talk about the material's durability itself. That's not what I want to bring to you. What I want to talk about now is the product's design. Why wouldn't I recommend you use a dark-colored countertop for your kitchen? First, it's going to make your countertop too dark and you'll feel stuck. For example, using dark cabinetry as well. If you use a dark countertop and dark cabinetry, you're going to make the environment way too dark. And that's the main reason why I wouldn't recommend you use a dark colored countertop. Just pay attention, guys. I just don't recommend you use it in a new project. It's exactly because of the aesthetics. It's not because of the product. It's not because of the price. It's not because of the durability that we know it has. Especially granite. But dark colors on the countertop, at least as long as you use dark woodwork, if you already have a dark floor, why use a dark countertop too? You're gonna make your space too dark. Especially since we're talking about a kitchen, we're talking about a space that needs lighting. We need a bright space. It's a kitchen, guys. It's not a bedroom, it's not a television room, it's the kitchen. We need a bright space so we can prepare food, cook with the stove and the oven right there. So in a new project, I wouldn't recommend using a dark colored countertop. However, I know very well that there are projects where using a dark color on the countertop looks really beautiful. Since then, I'm in favor now I'm going to say the opposite of what I just said. I'm in favor of using a dark colored countertop. As long as your floor is a light color and your cabinetry is also a light color. When I say cabinetry, I mean the cabinets, overhead furniture, and all wood carpentry. In your kitchen, we use it in a light color. And most importantly, use lighting in cool white or neutral white tones. And plenty of lighting so that the darkness, that dark black countertop, doesn't take away too much of the light. So I agree with you on that. But it's also a decoration, it's a style, and I'd like to hear your opinion. If you have this product on your counter, there's no problem at all. It's an excellent product. But for a new project, if you are remodeling your kitchen, you would still go with a black countertop, right? The most common is black, São Gabriel, Verde Ubatuba, which are dark granites. Some bedrooms are very dark. Would you still choose that countertop color? Let me know in the comments. Full aluminum handle on the door, on your drawer, the door of your wall cabinet, your cabinet. That's also another product I wouldn't use anymore. When I'm telling you, look, we only have the first 3 items here, just in the kitchen, and I haven't even moved on to the others yet. When are we going to do the carpentry for the kitchen, the cabinet, the overhead furniture? And for you who have been following me here for a long time, especially in the recent videos, you guys know that I don't like to use that full aluminum handle on the door. I don't like or enjoy it. Why? Because of the aesthetics. It might even be functional, but aesthetically, no. And I read some comments from you guys here that say if you have this handle on your cabinetry, it's hard to clean. And it comes loose easily as you keep pulling it because of the glue. Usually it's glued on, some are even screwed in. Anyway, over time it needs a bit of maintenance, so I'm not a fan. I don't like to use a full aluminum handle on the door, on the drawer, or in the cabinetry. What I like to use myself and recommend is using the door itself as the handle. Okay, or maybe a more discreet little handle, something cleaner, more subtle. So you don't take it off. Look, so you don't take it off. The beauty of your cabinetry. Imagine you chose a beautiful color for the cabinetry. Really beautiful. It matched the stone, matched the floor. Then you go and put a full-length handle all the way across on that door of yours. Did you ruin the look of your cabinetry? So that's also something I wouldn't use. It's a decoration I would never use in a new project if you hired me to do it. But I want to hear your opinion. If you have this handle in your house, if it's good, if it's functional, and if you would keep it in a new renovation project for your kitchen, a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one too, which is what? Various flooring types in your house. For example, you walk in and see them. Porcelain tile in the living room, another type of porcelain tile on the balcony, and a different porcelain tile in the kitchen. There's vinyl flooring in the bedrooms and a different style in the bathroom. What a mess. So just think about having several types of flooring in your house or apartment. You walk into your house and you have vinyl flooring, your entire living room. Then in the kitchen, it's porcelain tile, and on the balcony, it's also porcelain tile. In the bedroom, you keep the vinyl flooring, and in the bathrooms, it's traditional porcelain tile and so on. Or, on the contrary, you walk in and there's porcelain tile in the living room and on the balcony. On the balcony, the floor is lower with a different porcelain tile, and the kitchen has another type. Did you use laminate or vinyl flooring in the bedrooms? So this mixing, this amount of different types of flooring in a house, in this case, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't use it myself. In a new project, ideally, you should have at least one type of flooring for the kitchen, living room, television room, sitting room, and balcony. Maybe even the same one in the laundry room if your kitchen is connected to your laundry area. Then, in the bathrooms, you're free to choose, and also in the bedrooms, because there's a door separating the living room and bedrooms, the hallway and bedrooms, and the bathroom. Since there's always a door dividing rooms, I prefer using the same flooring throughout the house. Living room, balcony, laundry room, television room, living room, kitchen, bathrooms. Using a different porcelain tile is fine, and vinyl or laminate works for the bedrooms. But using several types of flooring in a house or apartment, I don't think that's a good idea, okay? And I'd also like to hear your opinion. Are you one of those people who prefers to use just one type of flooring throughout the whole house, even if the bedrooms have it too? Or are you like, No, I don't agree. I don't agree with your point of view. My living room, balcony, kitchen, and bedrooms all have different flooring. I'd like your opinion. Here we're just exchanging ideas. We're talking about suggestions, tips, and different opinions. I'm sharing mine, and I want to hear yours in the comments. Floral wallpaper or something bold? You know that kind of wallpaper that's almost tacky? Let's put it that way because it has so many elements. When I talk about wallpaper that's really bold, I'm talking about those kinds of wallpapers that have flowers, that landscape, a bunch of pictures, a lot of decorative elements on the wallpaper. And then the image of this wallpaper ends up being tiring. Imagine you have a clean living room, really soft, really light, neutral colors, and then you put a wallpaper there. Flashy, it's the only thing that will get attention in your living room decor. When I say this, I want you to understand. Wallpaper is a really good decorative element. It's a wild card in decoration. See this here? This is wallpaper, not polished concrete, right? You guys ask me all the time in the videos, like, is it that wall behind you, the one where you make your videos and all? What color is it? And what type of polished concrete? It's actually wallpaper that looks like polished concrete. And which wallpaper do I recommend for new projects? Either a model like this one or a wallpaper with a linen finish, okay? What is a linen finish? It's that material where you run your hand over the wallpaper, over the fabric, and you get the feeling that you're touching linen. That's the best one, in my opinion. It's the best wallpaper product you can put in your house, your bedroom, your living room, your sitting room. All right? Now, using a wallpaper with several elements, several designs on it, I think that's been out of style for a while. That's why I brought this product here to get your attention and give you a tip. All right, you mentioned the linen wallpaper. Down here in the description, there's a purchase link for one of the models I like to use. If you want their purchase link, it's below in the video description. LED behind the television was a craze when these television S were launched. With that lighting in the back, that colored LED, and you're watching a movie, a game, and that light is behind the television. Look, I know I might get a lot of disagreements about this item I'm bringing to you here. The LED behind the television. However, I want you to see my perspective. If we're talking about a clean television room, a contemporary modern television room, where you used a nice floor, a cool panel carpentry, a beautiful curtain, and also a discreet wallpaper, why put LED behind the television? Tell me, is it just to have that feeling of lighting behind it? I'm against using an LED behind your television, especially a colored LED. Let's leave this product for our son's or daughter's room. Let's leave this product for that gamer room your kid has in your house. Let's leave it for this environment or for that game room you have. Not in our living room, guys. Not in our television room. Not in our living room. Let's use only the television. No using the LED behind the television. Higher counter in the kitchen. This one also generated a lot of comments in the previous videos where I brought this item to you, and I would really like to hear your opinion. Higher counter there on the kitchen countertop? Why use a high counter on the countertop like where our cooktop is, for example? Isn't it more common to have a standard height countertop, 90 centimeters with the cooktop, and then raise that little L and have a higher counter? So that on the other side you have bar stools, those higher stools for you to have a quick snack, for example, right there. Why wouldn't I recommend it in a new project if you hired me to do it? Because many times, pay attention to what I'm going to tell you right now. Many times we spend money to make this higher counter on our stone, on our countertop, and in everyday life you end up not using it. It will just stay there as decoration. So I wouldn't recommend you use it if you're not used to having a quick snack or a quick coffee. If you don't have that habit in your daily life, in your family, in your house, in your apartment, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, if you do have that habit, for example, then I agree with you about using this higher counter. In the following situation, you have the countertop in your kitchen, your cooktop is there, and right here is the table. You live in an apartment with a small combined living room and kitchen. I already agree with you on using the higher counter. For what? To protect the area where you have a cooktop there in relation to your table. Like it or not, a higher counter provides a sense of security. That's the only positive point, the only reason I would use a higher counter. Aside from that, if I designed your kitchen, I wouldn't use a higher counter. Now, it's not that you have this higher counter there, just because you're seeing me talk here. Are you going to take it down? Are you going to get upset, sad? Because I'm saying this. On the contrary, what I just told you a little while ago and at the beginning of the video, these are opinions here, okay? These are points of view. I'm saying that if you hired me and in the project I was going to do it for you, for your kitchen, it would be a straight countertop. I'd do that without the higher counter. If your apartment is a studio with a living room and kitchen combined, I noticed you needed some protection. Between the cooktop area and the table, obviously I would use it. I'm not telling you that it's out of style. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't use it. Some projects use it, some don't. But I prefer not to use it for new projects. Now I have a question for you. Do you use the range hood there on your stove, on your cooktop? I recently did a project here. In fact, I even showed some photos and videos of it on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me, the link is down here too. I post many things there that I can't share here on YouTube. I share daily construction site updates there, which I can't show here. So in this project we set up the spot for the range hood, right? Set aside especially for it. It was a U-shaped countertop, this client's project. And there was, at the end of that countertop, the specific spot, right? The specific space to put the range hood. We left the electrical outlet there and everything is all set. And then when the client went, we even suggested some range hood models for him to buy to put in the kitchen so it would look nice and match the project. It's not just because you have a cooktop or a stove that you can put any range hood model. All right? I'll also leave for you here in the description some models, some purchase links for range hoods that I like to use in my projects. Maybe you'll like them too. Then he came to me and said, like, how long has it been? I think this project has been going on for about 6 months. He still hasn't installed the range hood, believe it or not. It's been almost 6 months and he still hasn't put in the range hood. Do you know what he told me? I spoke with him recently. It's like, I don't really miss having the range hood here. I'm not missing having a range hood in my kitchen here. I make breakfast, I make lunch, I make afternoon snacks, dinner. I use the oven, I do everything here, and I don't miss the range hood. What do I want you to understand? It's not that the range hood is out of style or that it can't be included in a project anymore. That's not it. Pay attention. There are kitchen design situations where the air circulation is very good and it won't get in the way of you cooking your food. You don't need to use the range hood. I got this feedback from the client, from the person who actually has this situation in their home. I have a range hood at home, but honestly, we rarely use it. So it's a product that in your new project, you have to leave the spot for it there, the electrical outlet, to plug in the product once installed. But you don't necessarily have to install it right away. What I can tell you is do a test first. In your daily life, start using it, start enjoying your new property, your new kitchen. If you realize, wow, you're going to need the range hood, you can have everything ready, but don't buy the product itself yet. Do you know why? Because it's very expensive. There are range hoods that cost 1,500 reais. There are range hoods that cost 2,000 reais. There are range hoods that cost 5,000 reais. There are range hoods at all kinds of prices. So sometimes 5,000 for a range hood that you liked. It could be invested in the countertop, in the lighting, in the cabinetry, and so on, okay? So that's a perspective I want you to share with me here. Keep the electrical outlet there, but don't install it yet. Use the space first, then decide if you need it. A gourmet faucet on your kitchen countertop. Are you someone who likes and uses a gourmet faucet on the countertop? Or are you one of those people who thinks it's a hassle? I did a survey here on the channel in the community tab asking you, would you install a gourmet faucet in your kitchen? Yes, Edipo, I like it. It's cool. But I also think it's a hassle. What do you think? Are you going to renovate your kitchen? Are you going to make a new kitchen? Would you use a gourmet faucet in your kitchen? Tell me here, no, Edipo, it's a big hassle. Look, I received it. It was almost a tie there. If you go to the community tab, you'll find this poll there. It was almost a tie there. 51 to 49 when I saw it. It could probably go up or down there depending on who uses it and who doesn't. Sorry if you followed me here for a long time. You guys know that I'm not in favor of using a gourmet faucet in the kitchen. I agree for a balcony. Now for the kitchen, I'm in favor of using a cleaner, lighter, and softer faucet. Something that doesn't draw as much attention as a gourmet faucet. Why? A gourmet faucet, guys, it's big, it has an arch, it has that glamour, it draws a lot of attention. That's not the impression I want to give on a new project. I want harmony. I want not just the faucet, but all the elements in your kitchen to be in sync. Installing a gourmet faucet draws attention and truly stands out. So think carefully about whether a gourmet faucet will really suit your home or not. I'm not saying you can't use it. Pay attention. You can use it without any problem. If it's your style, if you like it, go ahead and install it. There's absolutely no problem. Let's be happy. By the way, pay attention to what I'm going to tell you right now. As I've been saying since the beginning of the video, there are some items here that you would ask me about in the comments. Okay, Ed, you were talking, but where's the purchase link? You just have to go here. In the video description, there's the purchase link for the gourmet faucet that I like to use in my projects, and also for some lighter, cleaner models. You might now be able to fit that into your project. There's also the purchase link for the range hood. I didn't mention the range hood to you here, but there's their purchase link as well. There's also a purchase link here. For the linen wallpaper, just click any of these links below and you'll be all set. And also, since I talked a lot about items here, about the kitchen and now about the gourmet faucet, pay attention. Do you see this sink that's showing up here on the screen for you? I posted this sink model over on TikTok on our Arc7 Decor account, and this sink model went viral. This video got over 1 million views, thousands of comments and likes. Anyway, it got a lot. Why? Because this is a multifunctional sink. It's a type of sink that you don't see just anywhere. It features a gourmet faucet that's lighter and cleaner. It has 2 waterfall water outlets there so you can clean and wash your food. And it also has a really good flow for everyday use there. There's also a glass rinser. Look how cool, there's a glass rinser there too, which is really interesting. So if you want to take it up a notch, I even like to joke around. I joked a lot with the guys when I posted this video there. On our TikTok and Instagram, if you want to go viral too, to make your kitchen stand out, install a sink like this and see the difference. There are various sizes and prices. If you want it bigger, really large, obviously it's going to be a little more expensive. Standard sizes like 60 or 50 will cost less. And I'll also leave the purchase link for you guys down here in the description for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, liked it. We're going to exchange these ideas here. These are items you may or may not agree with me on. There's no problem at all. Comment if you agree or not. In these 10 items I showed you here, in these decorations, trends that will go out of style in 2025. Leave a comment for me. I want to hear what you think. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to like the video too, all right? And just reminding you that the items we saw here in this video, faucet, range hood, wallpaper, I also mentioned the sink. All the purchase links for them are down below in the description of this video, or also in the first pinned comment, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed and liked it. Hugs to all. See you in the next video.